Welcome to Could Be Pretty Cool News, the podcast where we dive into the exciting world of creative entrepreneurship. I'm your host, Casey, and together we'll embark on a journey to explore this dynamic ecosystem from multiple angles, including academia, research and data, community building, and compelling personal narratives from creative entrepreneurs themselves. Get ready to be inspired, informed, and empowered as we uncover the stories and strategies behind building successful creative ventures. It's time to discover why the world of creative entrepreneurship could be pretty cool. Hi, everyone. We know it's been a while, but we've been working on some amazing things that we can't wait to share with you in the new year. One of them is a shifting focus for this show, which we'll share more about through the remainder of this year. For now, we're taking the rest of 2025 to share some pretty cool events and ideas from artists, creative technologists, entrepreneurs, and more. And we're starting today with a conversation with the founders of the Common Circuits Festival. We casually had a virtual hang to talk about technology, community, and how we can repair our connection to the tools we use. Join us now, mid-conversation, for some cool insights and a special discount code for this year's festival, happening this weekend in Atlanta.
Yeah, basically what I just wanted to do was to chat with y'all about what the Common Circuits Festival is, who it's for, who it might be for people who they may be like, I don't know if this is for me or not. Maybe it is. I'm not sure. And just give some folks just a little more info about what's going to be going on this upcoming weekend.
We appreciate the amplification, pun intended.
I see.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's just about literally the vibes have been so bad that I've always been, at least in the past, like a big organizer and really just focusing on creating space for people to be creative. So this is very important, especially in terms of our relationship to technology and how it's become just like a cancer that we need to learn how to heal ourselves from. And it can be done in a way that's beneficial to us. So that's what this thing has been about for years. And now it's, damn, we need to get it out there because our theme this year is repair. So we're trying to repair ourselves and our relationships with each other. Because also social media, I haven't been on there in about a year just because like when the word of the year was brain rot for the dictionary, I was so offended for humankind that I was like, I'm getting off of social media and just, I'm going to start reading
books.
Yeah, come on, books, come on, smartness. So it's supposed to combat it with a little simple things. Yeah. So that's what this is. Just, hey, bring good vibes. Come check it out. Come learn something because we have so many things going on. Workshops, the shows, everything Aaron can share. He's been actually mostly involved with the organizing for this. I used to live in Atlanta and Aaron lives there now, but I started at Common Circuits in 2019, originally at the First Bakery, and it was great. It was just, again, something I threw together. And Aaron, I'm not sure if you helped out. Did you help out much with the organizing?
I don't think I was as much with the organizing outside of one particular room. I think you had given me the death box.
Okay, nice. That's right. Yeah, you had the synth TVs in the death box. That was great.
Yes.
Yeah, because Common Circuits for me is really inspired by the international like hacker community of people that come together in open source technology, and it's like artists, people who work in data, cryptography, crypto. Now crypto fucking scam culture is everywhere. I'm like, no, learn the way how it was built, not how to use it as a gambling mechanism. So yeah, so it's that's the vibes. It's just, hey, we need to have these important conversations, but you are free to ask whatever you want without judgment. And hopefully there'll be people there to answer what questions you have or just bring you to the culture. Because again, hacker culture, you're like, what? In 2012, I had graduated college and I was just like really disgusted with how banks were, like just in general. Those Occupy Wall Street times. And I was like, I really want to learn about this. So I started working actually at a bank. I didn't do anything nefarious. I was like, I just want to learn how these systems are, why they don't benefit us, how they could be improved. And yeah, you start to see this stuff over time. And then you start to see the amount of scammery done by the people who hold all the stuff. And it's literally smoke and mirror bullshit. So I'm just tired of it. I'm over it. But anyway, so I'm very grateful that Aaron's been around for helping me perpetuate this. And now we're in our third year. So last year was chill. And we were like, all right, let's do it again. And despite how crazy this year's been, him and I have been very optimistic about this.
I was going to ask you, these are a lot of really big ideas and big concepts and big sort of like ruminations on where we are as a society and technology. Talk to me a little bit, both of you, about your backgrounds. How does, all of these thoughts and these things get synthesized, into the Common Circuits Festival?
Of course, real quick, I'll just add in there from a macro micro perspective. I love philosophy. I love studying world religions, different stuff. And there's a concept called as above, so below. So I like to think about that. It's like a balance of life. And how does that balance reverberate, pun intended, throughout all these systems of life? So what happens at the top happens at the bottom. If you look at the stock market right now, the people making all the money, where does that money come from? Oh, let's look at the labor statistics. It's swiped out from that. People are losing money, not making money. You got to think about the fundamental Newtonian principles of matter. So I like to apply it. Hey, if you're going to live the shit and be the shit, it's a golden rule thing for me. So anyway, that's how I've lived my life and built everything I've done since then. But I want Aaron to share how he's come into this and how he's been inspired. Because him and I, we met, 2016-ish, I think?
I think it was before that. I think it was like 24.
50? Oh.
Or sorry, 14.
Maybe. It was like it was like right around then, like 2014, 15, because that's right when I moved to Atlanta. And it was a different time, very much sort of 10 years ago. Then
so me and Maggie were both artists in Atlanta. I studied printmaking. That's my formal training. But I'm also a musician, and I got into electronic music about 14 years ago. And learning with my friends about how electronic music is made then prompted us to go to a festival called Moogfest, which, if you don't know Moogfest, traditionally it's no longer around, is a nerd fest that deals with synthesizers. And what I took from the experience of Moogfest is that people come to synthesizers from very different backgrounds. And as someone who grew up playing in rock bands, is that like rock music instrumentations tend to have egos attached to them. You've got the drummer, you've got the bass player archetype, everyone should be the bass player. And then you got the guitar player, who's usually like the flashy guy, and then the singer also shares a type of flashiness. And so what I found through synthesizers and electronic music is that like synthesizers don't inherently have a sort of like, kids aren't growing up saying, I want to grow up and play the synthesizer. They grow up saying, I want to play the guitar or the bass or the violin, something that has like a historic prestige to it. Synthesizers has their own historical prestige, but people don't know that when they get involved with synthesizers. They get involved with synthesizers either through the sciences, whether they're understanding sine waves and wave forms through scientific research, but not necessarily music. Musicians and scientists often find themselves being interested in the other side of the aisle information through people who want to become better musicians often end up learning something about science. And scientists who are interested in sine waves and waveforms and frequency and using function generators may find themselves understanding music from a perspective that they didn't have. And so to say all that, Common Circuits really exists for anyone who is interested in creative hacking or creative testing or understanding a little bit more about the devices that you use around you, whether they're physical instruments or whether they're software. One sort of major proponent of these, I guess you could call it a mission statement that Maggie wrote, was that there are tools that we have at our disposal, and we've been slowly removed from the agency of our own tools, right? So right now, if I want to share a little bit something like what I'm dealing with on a personal level of someone who's in society right now, is that I don't own a lot of my media. I'm paying to subscribe to the license of access. So my Hulu subscription, my iTunes subscription, it only really gives me license to stream. I don't own any of this. And so I'm currently going through and building my own media server right now, because I think it's important that I have my CDs, right, and my musics, so that I don't have to pay.
The internet goes down one day. You can't stream your favorite tunes. What are you going to do?
These types of ideals where people are creative, they're technologists, but they're also not satisfied with what the current tool sets are being offered and what people are doing with them. Like a lot of people are like, yeah, the cloud is just some warehouse in Iowa. It's not. It's so interesting the way they rewrote the permission and consent that we gave for our data by calling it the cloud. That, like, big data has had a great marketing team.
Smoke and mirrors, bro. Smoke and mirrors. That's how they get you.
Mirrors. And so Common Circuits is for people who are not satisfied with what's going on around, and they might be interested in music, they might be interested in policy, they might be interested in organizing,
or
they might be interested in photography, they might
cryptography,
be interested in...
That's another big one. Yeah.
So I was going to ask these. First of all, I just want to say my background is sound design. So I'm all like, oh, yes, come on.
Yeah.
Let's go. And
Nice.
So hearing all the things that you're saying, I, as audio nerd, am like, oh, hell yeah, I get it. For someone who might be listening to this is saying, oh, these ideas and these things that they're saying, oh, that does sound interesting, but I don't have any, I don't have any experience in.
Oh yeah, join the club. I'm someone who's never performed a day in my life, but I still hang out and I organize the nerds because I like it. It's just, if you feel like you want to go and check it out, you will meet all types of people who have so many different interests. That's the fun thing. It's not even like one type of person, whatever. It's just, and then also I will be there. I'm not really a dragon in real life. I also am the monitor of the vibes. I'm the main vibe control monitor. So if the vibes are bad, we deal with it. But yeah, it's never been the case. Things have always been good at Common Circuits. Great, in fact. So that's why we keep doing it.
What I found about at Moogfest, people are not there. People are partying, but they're not. It's not like a party forward environment. All they do host parties. It's very much a creative forward environment. You're a fan of the supermarket, Casey, right?
I am. I'm a fan of the supermarket because they present opportunities like this
totally
for folks in Atlanta to be able to be exposed to something that's different, something that is very now. Like, we cannot escape as as consumers of the media, as you mentioned, how technology is influencing creativity, how it's influencing how we're going to consume other people's creativity. And I think it's really smart and also important for spaces like this to exist. So can you tell us a little bit more about some of the specific things that folks can expect? You mentioned there'll be workshops and things like that. What are some of the, you don't have to spill all the beans if it's any.
All the beans are out there. I've been putting the beans out for.
Yeah, Aaron, you share with what's going on, and then I'll share with how we're supporting the supermarket with this.
Okay, that sounds good. The Common Circuit starts on Friday night at the supermarket. The Friday night is like a social event. It's an opportunity for participants and attendees to hang out with each other in like an informal setting. So that, because during Saturday, there's going to be a lot of people who are presenting and are like doing their thing, they're performing. And then there's going to be the attendees who are taking in people being on and exchanging these ideas. The Friday night is like a mixer for everyone involved. Like, the installations are done. There is performing music at the end, but a good friend of ours, Jordan and Steven, who are also old bakery folks who originally had Plasma magazine. They now have a group called Slow and Steady, and they do music production events and coordination. And so they do a monthly Bring Your Own Record, or BYOR, and Friday night at the supermarket, that's a BYOR, following a State of the Union address by Maggie. And we will basically have people bring in their own vinyls that they want to play, and they'll sign up on a playlist. And Steven and Jordan will just play those tracks from people. And it's like a analog way of listening to music. There's no ads. There's like, they can't track that we're listening to records. You know what I mean? So listening to records with your friends is like a form of resistance from big data, trying to figure out what they're going to sell me in the future. Right? That's why I've been listening to all the music that mostly I've owned on iTunes and Spotify because I justify it because I've listened to them. But now I'm like, I'm not interested in listening to new music because I'm being told what to listen to. And I, for years, was passively just like listening to auto-generated playlists of genres that I liked just because it was easy. And then I heard someone speak that Spotify's head engineers are we're trying to, and I really want to be able to quote this person saying this, but I can't remember their name, but that their job was to lower the cognitive load of deciding what kind of music to listen to, which is not a problem. That's not a problem. And so that's so much of what big tech tends to do, is that they tell us what our problems are and then provide us what the solutions are.
Oh, or they make the problems and sell us shitty solutions for them.
Correct. What we can expect on Friday night is a analog way of listening to music. And so then that night, DJ ADSR, my buddy Ford, and Alexandria Smith, a local professor at Georgia Tech, are going to do a closing performance. Saturday is the big day. It's the main day. 11 to 6 is workshops, panels, and educational formats.
Installation.
Art installations all day, interactive media all day. Starting at 7 is live music at night. Throughout the day, I think we're going to do raffles at 5 p.m. So there's some items that people have donated. We've got some swag bags from Make Noise. And so there's going to be like a lo-fi sampler. There's going to be a 2-track tape recorder. There's going to be a restored Game Boy Color from Modern Pockets. He's a local person that'll put like new screen and like a better case on it. And I think it's still cartridge based too. And then we are also, I think 5:30, I'm saying this out loud to manifest it. 5:30 is a group picture. Remember that, Maggie.
That'd be a good one.
Last year I wanted to get a group picture with like as many people as possible. So I think Friday I might send out one last blast. It's just, hey guys, 5:30 is like group picture. And so if you're around,
anyone,
let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. I love that. It's like
I love that idea.
Getting all the nerds, the synth nerds together.
Yeah, anyone, whoever, volunteers, people at the supermarket, just whoever.
Nerds.
Yeah. And what else? We're going to have food vendors. Our buddy Keith is going to be running Wired Cafe. Him and his wife are going to have muffins. Keith has developed a little quad harmonic oscillator DIY kit that people can purchase and they can put together there. We're going to have soldering irons.
It's a keychain.
And there's going to be panels on immersive design, a demonstration tech talk from 2 local synth repair people, Coco the Geek and Magnus Nelson. There's going to be granular delay with Atlanta Music Technology. There's going to be a speak from Maggie, Harmony Mundi.
Harmonici Mundi. It's about Johannes Kepler's version of the harmony of the spheres, basically celestial orbits and how they impact power, energy, and everything. And again, as above, so below. So we'll be talking about all different types of orbits and harmonies and how they impact each other on many different dynamical scales.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's a lot. Saturday. And then Sunday is our traditionally free event. And it's at a different location. It's at Buteco in Grant Park. It's a modular on the spot with the Atlanta Synthesizer Club. And this is going to be a Thanksgiving-style modular on the spot. Modular on the spot traditionally is a pop-up performance, generally outdoors and doing 15 to 20-minute sets. We're going to do this one indoors because it's nice and we have tables and power and sound and all that. And that's a free event. It's open to the public. It's going to be a good time. And so I have a handful of friends who are like, I think I'm going to catch the free day because I have a busy weekend. So that's definitely like a free open to the public. If you can't make it to the full thing, like you can come check out these nerds over here doing this thing.
And Buteco's super good. They have good food and drinks and
great
coffee.
Tacos.
So
just the combination of artistry, philosophy, and discussing how these things are affecting our lives, local food, local vendors. This sounds like this is going to be a truly amazing event. I'm so happy that Atlanta synth culture is thriving and out there.
For so long. It's been going on since I moved to Atlanta. That was one of the things that got me into it. It was like, oh, there's actually people that still do this on Facebook. There was the club. And I was like, cool, I can go to an event. So that's how I got into it. I didn't study in school or anything. I just showed up. You just show up one day and then you start organizing festivals the next. That's how it works sometimes.
Yeah. Love it. Love it. So how can folks show up? Where do they need to go to get tickets, learn more about what's happening? What's the best way?
I will say you can go to our Instagram, Common Circuits Festival. The ticket link is in the bio. It'll take you to the supermarket's website. We also have a website too, but the website was more of a landing page for people to sign up at. And
just kicking things off. But go or check out the supermarket on their website. What is it? Supermarketatl.com, I believe.
The ticket link will take you right to the supermarket's website.
Yeah, and we have different, so the last portion is supporting the supermarket. So this whole festival, all the tickets, basically all the money, every single cent that is raised for the event is getting donated to the supermarket. And we're not taking any because we just want to be able to continue to support spaces like this. It's just maintaining the vibes in space and time from a physics perspective is important because it's starting to collapse like gravitational black holes. And we're letting the mutants pop out. But yeah, so anyway, we're trying to really support the space. And last year, I think we ended up all in all, ticket sales, merch, all the stuff, $8,000 roughly is what we raised in one day. Ain't bad. This year, yeah, we're hoping to do a couple grand again, put it out there, but we have different ticket levels. So if you go on there and you're like VIP, blah, 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 that means that's supporting the supermarket, but also we have like shirts and sweatshirts and stuff like that go with those packages. So yeah, you can learn about it on the website. But yeah, everything that is bought that day for the event, it goes right back to them because we want to support them.
Yeah, and as per Supermarket's goal and our goal too, is that we want to support artists. And so I want to make note that the artists and installation artists and educators are all being paid.
Yes.
Right? So,
yes, we have a stipend to pay everyone a little change, a couple hundred for day of work, stuff like that.
Day of work, yeah.
Basically 30 minutes or an hour.
Yeah.
But that's the thing is it might be a little bit, and then hopefully maybe in the future we could do more. It's just the philosophy of paying artists for work has also been a huge thing for me and Aaron, because it is so absurd, especially in the day of AI. Holy mother of glob. Oh my goodness. What the heck is going on? So we just got to support each other as best we can with our scruples.
Yeah.
We support that 1000%. And the work that you're doing, the community building, community fundraising support, supporting artists, 100% behind all of that. And so thank y'all so much for coming to talk about the festival and the motivation behind it.
Yeah, use code 10OFF for 10% off.
And that brings us to the end of today's episode. Until next time, we encourage you to continue nurturing your process. Farewell, and may all of your creative endeavors flourish. Could Be Pretty Cool News is a Could Be Pretty Cool original production. Created, hosted, and executive produced by Casey Lueders. Senior producer is Liz Moore, and supervising sound editor is Trinity Jackson. Our original theme music was composed by Camille Stennis and cover art designed by AJ Johnson. To learn more about Could Be Pretty Cool and discover whatever else we're up to, visit us at couldbeprettycool.substack.com. Thank you for listening.